So UFC Abu Dhabi is this weekend, and it's a good card. It's practically the pay per view of this month. It is the best pay per view of this month, and a matchup that isn't really being spoken about is Said Nurmagomedov versus Bryce Mitchell, and I do think this is going to be a good scrap, but I'm going to be honest. For Bryce Mitchell's debut at 135, this is a horrible matchup. And I'm going to try and stay unbiased as possible because I do like Bryce. But they could have given him a better matchup at 135. Like, if you don't know who fucking Said Nurmagomedov is, he's a weird striker. I wouldn't say he's technically good striker, but he is a weird striker. He just sort of throws to land. If there's an opening, he'll throw, and it works for him, and it has been working for him. That's why he's been the gatekeeper at like bantamweight forever. Like he was ranked 15, I believe, before he lost to Vinicius Oliveira. Which in that Vinicius Oliveira fight, he broke his rib, and he still couldn't beat him. Which is like Bryce could win this. Bryce could win it. But when I'm talking a bad matchup, Saeed Nurmagomedov has some of the best guillotines. Some of the best guillotines in the sport. Like against grapplers. He's good at guillotines, man. And let's just put it this way. I don't want to see this again. I love Bryce, man, but I just know this is going to happen again. And I don't want to see it again. You know what I mean? Like Bryce is such a character. We need him in the rankings. You know what I mean? Like imagine a Marab Bryce Mitchell press conference. That would be such a weird one. But we're probably not going to see that because the UFC have given Saeed Nurmagomedov. I get you don't want the guy to succeed, and Bryce Mitchell isn't exactly the most. How do you say this one? He isn't the most promotable guy in a sense of you will get cancelled. Like finding the images for this slideshow, every single image had the guy that he praised Big H, and you know who Big H is, and they've given him such a horrible matchup, and I think this is as punishment for what he said. Which what happened to freedom of speech? You know what I mean? What happened to that? But I mean, any other organisation would have fucking cut him from the sport. So yeah, but Saeed Nurmagomedov is a horrible matchup for my Bryce Mitchell. I know people like the MMA Guru are probably going to choose Bryce. Like Bryce can win this. I ain't making it out like it's some fucking 90-10 chance of happening. Like Bryce can win this because we don't know what he's like at 135. Like he could be so much stronger than everyone in the division. Like can we just talk about how he hoisted up Dan Ige and threw him about and fucking mauled him? And that fight was still a close fight, but he. I love how I get notifications the minute I hit record. But Bryce Mitchell legitimately could move up and be like the new dark horse of the division, or he could move up and just get submitted in the first round via guillotine, and it's going to be sad. This or again, this is genuinely what I think is going to happen again, and I hope it doesn't. I'll be rooting for Bryce, but I will be choosing Saeed Nurmagomedov. I'll have my predictions out probably tomorrow, and then I'll have next week's predictions out on Saturday. So yeah, and I've got a feeling Bryce might be doing well, but he might lose a close decision. I haven't really decided yet, but just like how I see this fight is Bryce Mitchell. His striking is, let's be honest, it looked improved against Gene Silver, but it's still kind of arse. Let's be honest. Saeed Nurmagomedov is one of the most weird fucking strikers ever. Like, you are not beating Saeed Nurmagomedov if you don't have some sort of understanding of striking. I don't think Bryce does have that kind of understanding of striking. But hey, I could be wrong, and I hope I am wrong. But I really don't think the Bryce is going to win this. I'm going to be honest. I really don't. And it's like, I hope he comes back and he has like a Dan Ige performance or something like this. He has like a fucking gets a twister in the first round or something in front of the Abu Dhabi crowd. And then preaches Christianity to all the Muslims in the crowd. Like this would be such a class thing to happen, but it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest. Like when we want someone to win in the sport, do they ever win? No, they get brutally finished, and that's exactly what I think is gonna happen. And it's like I could like if you don't know Sayyid Nurmagomedov, he kind of throws spazzy kicks, and I can just see so many ways that Sayyid Nurmagomedov is going to finish this fight. And we are talking about the bantamweight division. This isn't featherweight, this isn't middleweight, this isn't welterweight, where Daniel Rodriguez is now ranked. Never ever did I ever think that Daniel Rodriguez would ever be ranked in his entire life. But yeah, I mean, Kamaru Usman was a champion and he can't even, like, strike. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. I can see so many routes to victory for Said Nurmagomedov via finish, via decision, because obviously the Abu Dhabi crowd will going to be biased. And Bryce Mitchell isn't exactly a finisher when it comes to the ground. So, you know, but even in this picture, if you've seen Said Nurmagomedov fight, you'll know one of his main weapons is his body kick. What is open on Bryce Mitchell in this picture? A rear side kick. He's open to everything. Although I think Bryce Mitchell is a very good grappler, he needs to take some Muay Thai classes or boxing classes or something to improve that striking. Like I genuinely thought, when I first saw this fight get announced, I thought, oh, it's going to be great for Bryce Mitchell. I always thought he was undersized for featherweight. And then I was thinking about it more. And then I was like, no, Said Nurmagomedov is one of the one of the hardest fights. I honestly think Bryce Mitchell could beat a couple ranked guys. But Said Nurmagomedov, he'd probably always lose to. And if I was to give a percentage, I'd give it a... Well, I haven't really seen him at 135, so I'm going to give it a 60-40. But if I see him this weekend and he looks pretty meh or looks the same, I would probably give it a 70-30. That's how bad this matchup is for Bryce Mitchell. But there again, who am I to say anything? Because, who's the guy called? Vinicius Oliveira. He fought this weekend, last weekend even, and he looked fucking terrible. And if you're losing to him, maybe Bryce Mitchell's going to go in there, he's going to pick you up, fucking throw you about, fucking get on your back, crucifix you, ground and pound you out. You never know. You never know. I hope this happens, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't see it happening. I could so see Bryce Mitchell moving up, being stronger than everyone, having more power than everyone. He can sort of be one of those fighters where they're so physical, where they like Marab, so he's so physical that he doesn't need to be technically good because he's that physical. Maybe he could be the answer to Marab, but we don't know till this weekend. But Bryce, I'm rooting for you, and yeah, yeah, comment and subscribe.